I was talking to a guy who I used to play a lot of games with. We would play for like 12 plus hours, competitive Overwatch, Dota 2, and so forth. And I don't talk to anyone on Steam nor look at it. So he left a message 2 days ago and I finally got back to him, right? And he asked for some advice on getting into the IT field, right? He dropped out of college again, can't seem to want to get certifications because it's too much to do. And he asked, how can he get on the right track? Because he can't stay consistent when trying to fix his problems. His health is falling apart too. He's getting really heavy and he's having sleep issues as well and a bunch of other things, right? So I asked him a question. I said, you're telling me all of this, but it's interesting and it's a good sign of self-awareness, but would you be opposed to the idea that you're going through more than one meeting? And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, you're telling me that essentially your life is falling apart, health-wise, financially, psychologically, and so forth. But from your perspective, you say you, quote, can't do something. You can't stay consistent to fix your problems. Despite you saying this, what I find interesting is that I've known you for over 10 years. And we barely talk though now, but whenever I go on Steam for these past 10 years, you're playing Dota 2 all day and night. And we used to play together for like 12 plus hours a day. And when I used to play with you, all you did was study a game mechanics, grind out your rank or MMR, and you watched pro streamers all day because you were studying and learning from them. So what I find interesting is that you claim you can't find discipline to do something, yet you've clearly shown that you have the potential and compatibility to be disciplined with something. You literally put so much time and energy into something, and you're one of the best players I've ever seen or played with in both Overwatch and Dota. And it's because you put the time in. You studied. You were disciplined. So why do you say you can't be consistent with something when you've literally proven to yourself and others in the past that you have the ability to discipline yourself? Dota 2 is a very complex game, by the way. It's widely considered to be one of the hardest MOBA to many people. There are hundreds upon hundreds of items, hero counters, map interactions, abilities, and 50 hidden mechanics in the game. You mastered it all. You were persistent despite going on losing streaks or being in toxic environments. You analyzed mistakes and adjusted your strategy. You would sit there and watch your own games. This game has a very steep learning curve. You're good at StarCraft too. I still don't understand StarCraft, which is a whole other thing, right? So what you're saying is completely untrue. You can be consistent and you can be disciplined. So let's just get that out the way. The real issue is that I feel like you're struggling with rewards. Every time you share that you're struggling, everything that you share that you're struggling with, rather, it's not the same as winning a ranked match and seeing your MMR increase. It's not the same as executing a good play and seeing a victory screen within an hour, right? Fixing your weight issues, your sleep schedule, your getting this and that in life, it doesn't move that fast. Getting IT certifications can take months to years to accomplish. The real problem from what you've shared or what you've done, in my opinion, is that you've wired your brain to assume you're a lazy person, but you're not. Your brain is just not optimized for this environment. It's too used to immediate return and putting in effort. What I mean, seeing your gold increase in Dota or getting kills in the game, right? The return on effort scale in your brain is just not optimized right now. And then it's making you think that you're lazy, that you have no discipline. It really. So my advice is this. First of all, stop being hard on yourself and destroying your self-image by saying you, quote, can't do something and saying you're lazy and this and that. Put your mind in a more confident perspective first. But to do so, it also needs to come with work. Don't just say, I'm not lazy and this and that, and then do nothing with your life, because, a lot of people do that as well, which is, that's a whole other thing, right? A whole other rabbit hole. You got to start taking very minimal steps with your goal system. If you can handle it, of course. If you can handle taking larger steps, do that instead, but take minimal steps. So what I do is that Aku, a personal thing, I guess I'll share with you guys, right? This is not no paid ad or whatever. I use any.do, or I call it any.do. I'll put up a screenshot of the website, right? I have this on my phone, and I have a widget on my phone's home screen showing any task or project I need to complete, right? It's a to-do list app, right? And I will use this app daily for small things. Boom, I checked earlier today. order more wet wipes off of Amazon. Hey, somebody who gonna wipe the, you know what I'm saying? I need more wet wipes. I'm not trying to use some regular toilet paper. I gotta get the flushable wet wipes. So you know what I'm saying? Like literally, that's one thing on my list right now. Again, small tasks. You know, you gotta get something done, you finish it. Okay, this isn't difficult to do. Another one. Here's a more thing that's fledged out rather. Reread the Kabbalion. I read this book a few times, but the thing about reading books or like even listening to audiobooks, obviously you don't absorb all the information at one time, right? So I try to consistently, as like a routine, read this book over and over and over again, right? But I'll listen for like 30 minutes to an hour, then I'll put it down. And then, I'll look at my phone. I'll remember on my to-do list app that I just got to do it. I just got to finish it, right? And I have a bunch of stuff listed on the app. So I never find myself bored. Like I always have a list of things I need to do. So if I ever feel like, all right, I finished my work for the day. No, I didn't. I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just be like, oh, I'm bored right now. How can I be bored if I have a list of stuff I need to get done, right? And it's constantly, since I'm getting stuff done, I'm constantly finding my reward system being, I can't find the word. My reward system is being rewarded. You get what I'm saying? Like, and again, completing items on this list, it makes it feel like an accomplishment. Some of the items on this list have been here for weeks though. And I sometimes feel guilty for not getting to it, but that feeling of guilt and anxiety, it kind of pushes me to not goof off as much either. Like, I won't commit to new things because I know I got a lot of stuff to do. And also this is the thing, I don't want to make false promises to stuff too. If I say that I'm going to work on a project and I say I'm going to do this, then I never get to it. It's like, that's a problem. That's a problem a lot of people have. I had it too. Sometimes I still do it. Sometimes I say I'll do something, I never do it. And I realized 9 out of 10 times when I don't do it is because I didn't put it down somewhere. I didn't write it down on the list. I also write video topics down here too. I'm running a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I'll drop some ideas and stuff to write about later before the next game. Like there's very productive stuff in here too that will help my reward system. And I also noticed that since I started organizing myself, look, you don't need to use the to-do list app, okay? It's just what I do. It works for me. I always thought this stuff was stupid, by the way. Like, I was like, who needs a to-do list app? Yo, like, why do you need that? Like, for real, like, hey, I could just memorize stuff I need to do. I already know stuff I need to do. Why do I need to have a to-do list app? But the thing is, like, I really just explained about it for, like, the past minute and a half, right? But like, I can't stop acting like I can remember everything I should be doing or need to do. That's how you end up being irresponsible. That's how you end up being lazy because life moves fast. You get distracted and you don't think about things you need to do. You just completely forget in the moment. Then you get distracted with something else. Then you never get to the thing that you need to get to. Like, so whenever I open my phone, first thing I see are things I have to do and it will remind me. Again, this works for me. The point is, the moment I started organizing myself, my tasks, things I needed to do, actually utilizing my calendar, and so forth, I realized that it made me a lot more focused and patient. The reward system in my own head has become a bit rewired now because I'm not getting it from immediate things anymore. And this change, it started slowly, where I'm starting to now patiently grind something out to receive a reward at the end. And it doesn't bother me anymore that I gotta do that. In the past, it would always bother me. I expected things to be better or get done within 24 hours or a month. And if I didn't start seeing results or the results I wanted to see, I felt weird. I felt bothered. I started putting stuff down that I started, you know what I'm saying? You got to start putting small goals for yourself, accomplish that. Then if you can, or you're tolerant enough to do it, make these goals take more and more time. Like I mentioned about the Kabbalion book, it's been a few days, still ain't finished the book. All right. Actually, it hasn't just been, it's been like a week. Okay. Like if I say in 30, it's a 4-hour video, y'all. I say 30 minutes to an hour. It's been over a week. The math ain't mathing up. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because some days I'm not getting to it because I'm doing other things, but at least I know I'll get back to it. That's the thing. Sometimes we start stuff, then we never finish it because this is what I'm talking about. Life gets busy and stuff. And the best thing about doing stuff like this, like the Kabbalion book example, is that when I put pressure on myself to finish something because I'm reminded of it constantly every time I unlock my phone, that reward system, I know I'm going to get a reward at the end for accomplishing something, especially something that helps me. Like in this case, the book is about philosophy and inner work ideologies. Like that can help, but I can't expect to get it in one sitting. Take your time. And this applies to everything, your health, your mental health, your money, and your career goals. One step at a time. Don't overconsume. And start working on stuff that you can work on and then make it bigger. Hopefully this makes sense. Again, it's not laziness. It's not that you can't do something. It's the part where you're waiting for the reward too early. And it's very difficult to wait for, which is why you don't stay consistent. You pick it up, you play with it a little, you put it down, and you're like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I ain't get what I wanted yet. All right, well, you know what? That's the reward system issue. It's not because you're lazy. This is just what it is. You know, you got no patience. Anyway, this episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. I'm out.